since we last spoke, we had that great teaser trailer for Mania drop on Sunday. So before I even go any further, your thoughts on that?
Whew, got a little movement from me. I mean, the worst part is it didn't really say anything.
No, it didn't, yeah.
It literally had no information, but just the production, I guess the anticipation or the intrigue or speculation is kind of what got me. I thought it was shot very well. Kind of got Rollins back in there. I mean, are we getting a tag match? What are we getting? If seemingly Rollins going to face someone at WrestleMania as well because they have the Elimination Chamber. Is Rock going to get in there somehow? Who knows? So I think it kind of added more speculation, but I mean, I feel like from that we'd have to get something between the four of them, right?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, how do you shoot an angle? I mean, the angle that we saw at the press conference was an angle, but how do you do a teaser trailer like that and then not do the tag match? Now, if we don't get the tag match at Mania, I'm not talking about I said at some point in my tweet because I personally would be okay if they did not do it at Mania. Now, at what point do you do it? I don't know. I don't think they would do it at Backlash. I mean, maybe. Probably not, but maybe. They're not doing it in a chamber, obviously. Rollins can't wrestle. They'll be on that show, but they're not. I'll get into that a little bit later on. And they're not doing it on Raw or SmackDown before then. So, would you be disappointed if we don't get that match at Mania? Because it would have to be on night one if Roman and Cody are happening night two, and they shouldn't turn that into a tag match. That would just be very dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be mad if it's not at WrestleMania. Like I said, maybe get some kind of furthering on the lines and do it somewhere else. But, I mean, I also don't want them to kind of steal the spotlight from someone else that same night. So, I would just do it. Like I said, if they do it the first night, I don't think I guess it would kind of have to be the main event. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really want to steal the spotlight both nights. I just feel like there's other people who deserve it. I mean, I know it's huge, but both nights, come on. So, I mean, if they waited till after, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, that was the other thing. I mean, I feel like people, like you just said, if the match does happen, it would have to go on last. I mean, I don't think they would do it on night one and then not do it last. They could put Bayley and Io in that spot, Rhea and Becky, probably Bayley and Io. But if they don't do it last, then it's almost even, to me, pointless because I feel like part of that goal in doing it on night one would be to get Rollins the main event. And then if they do that match night one and it doesn't main event, he's not main eventing night two because the World Heavyweight title match will not main event over Roman and Cody. So, and that would also give us 2 world title matches on the same show as opposed to doing one night and another one the next night, which I feel like would also kind of defeat the purpose. So you can load up night one with Bayley and Io as well and the tag match, but I would almost kind of hope after what we saw on Monday with Cody and Rollins that they don't do the tag match and that we just have Rollins maybe backing up Cody in his match with Roman Reigns. I feel like the tag match is just an unnecessary addition to the show. I mean, it would be cool because that angle was great at the press conference and in the vignette, but I just don't feel it's necessary. And you can have Rollins serve a purpose in the storyline simply by backing up Cody and not necessarily wrestling The Rock at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there'll be some kind of inclusion. I just don't really know exactly what you're doing.
If Rock does wrestle, though, that's the thing, is people are convinced he's wrestling on that show. If he's not facing Rock, or if Rock isn't facing Roman, then he has to have a match, right? That's what people are thinking. The tag match would accomplish that, but like I said, I feel like we don't need that match. They're not doing Rock and Rollins. We did talk about that last week, but we now know for a fact that we're getting Rollins against the winner of the Elimination Chamber for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. So he's not facing Rollins one-on-one at Mania. Maybe another time, but not at Mania. If Rock does wrestle, and it's not a tag match, it's not in that tag match, and it's not against Seth Rollins, who would you have Rock wrestle on night one or night two? Because people are saying maybe a surrogate for Triple H, and that can be a part of the power struggle thing, whatever. People have mentioned Randy Orton, which I like a lot because Orton doesn't have an obvious opponent right now for Mania, and I don't want anyone saying, oh, Solo Sikoa. No thanks. The Solo thing, listen, I know we talked about in November, the guy should have a Mania match after beating Cena. The guy hasn't won a single fucking match on television since then, since he beat Cena 3.5 months ago. So I have no desire to see Orton and Solo again at WrestleMania. I think Orton and Rock would work. Far from a lock, but I feel like that'd be a good use of both guys, though. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that.
20 years removed from the WrestleMania 20 tag team match?
Yeah, no, I think that's a good. Like I said, I was trying to think of who you. Triple H, Randy Orton. I think that makes sense to me.
But yeah, Triple H. With Randy Orton being the representation for Triple H in the history and whatever. So I think it works. It's a good use of Orton.